football, soccer, and as the Brazilians call it, El Jogo Bonito. The name of the game is a highly controversial topic in the athletic world, but one widely agreed upon fact is that football is the greatest sport in the world, and I'm here to convince you of it. Today, we will talk about the history of football, its mental and physical benefits, and finally, its global and cultural impact. Football, although it is widely argued and highly convoluted, football boasts an incredibly interesting history, with football-adjacent games being played across many continents in even more time periods, such as the Chinese Khufu and the Greek Episkrios. But to make this speech easier to follow, we will begin in the late 19th century England, where the first football organization was founded. In the earliest incarnation of the game, football was very rough and the rules were very loose. But as it began gaining public attention, this was immediately changed, with the size, shape, and weight being changed, and most importantly, banning of the use of hands while in the field. This effectively split the game in two, creating rugby and football respectively. At the onset of the 20th century, football boomed, and in an attempt to incentivize workers, many recreational, factory, and work-based clubs were created. The best players on these clubs would receive bonuses and time off. These games were very casual, and the fans who would attend, who were usually other co-workers, would buy tickets and cheer their teammates on. Around this time, the first domestic pro leagues were created, such as the EFL, which stands for the English Football League. Inside this league, many pro private clubs were created. Later on, the EFL became the second flight of English football underneath the English Premier League. Although football boasts a very interesting history, most of the benefits you'll reap from it are in the game itself. Football is a game that people of all ages can play due to the varying levels of competition, so anyone can benefit from the required movement. Football is a game that requires a lot of running. In practice, around 70% of the stuff you're doing will involve running, may that be intense or passive. Football also boosts a strong cardiovascular system, and due to the way it is inherently played, it increases your balance and core strength. According to BetterHealth.gov, football is a great way for people who are overweight who are looking to find a fun and natural way to lose weight. But physicality is only one side of football. Football is a very tactical game, with on-the-fly decisions and a sharp spatial awareness required to thrive in the sport. These factors improve your tactfulness and coordination. But those aren't the only mental benefits of football. Young kids who play learn important lessons in coexisting, teamwork, and learn important lessons in winning and losing together. But overwhelmingly, the thing that makes football the best sport in the world is its sheer scale. According to the Library of the Congress, over 240 million people play football annually. This is due to the fact that it is very accessible. When stripped down to its bones, football only requires a place to play and something like a ball. Due to this fact, football has managed to thrive in many third world countries where kids cannot afford to buy the expensive gear that many other sports require. Due to this, football has become incredibly ingrained in many different cultures around the world. Take, for example, Brazil. In Brazil, many kids grow up playing futsal in the favelas. Due to this fact, many Brazilian stars who make it all the way to the pros exude many of the attributes that futsal ingrained in them, such as flair and a distinct ball control. Players like Neymar, Ronaldinho, and Ronaldo perfectly emulate this spirit. On the flip side, in countries like Europe, more conservative, tactical ways to play rule the game, such as tiki-taka, which require a high passing ability and spatial awareness, but most famously, a strategy known as parking the bus. Parking the bus is a strategy that is extremely defensive, involving dropping your wingers, midfielders, center backs, fullbacks, all the way to the back line, leaving only one or two strikers up front. This was brutally put on display this Euro competition, in which the competition was highly criticized for many scoreless and boring games. Matter of fact, it broke a record of 17 of the 24 games ending in draws. Today, football is a fastly growing sport, especially in America, with tons of opportunity and millions of play styles to choose from. The only real question is, will you lace them up? Today, we talked about the history of football, its mental and physical benefits, and finally, its global and cultural impact. Thank you.